We are here, we are live. We're here to talk about Obi-Wan and all of his various adventures. Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Mr. Bhavik, what did you think of episode 3 of Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Episode 3 was amazing.
I love it.
I remember I said in the previous one, I said episode 2, I didn't really like it, but I would say so far, out of the 3, episode 3 is my favorite one so far.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. I thought this was great. I think the interactions between the different protagonists in this episode was pretty special. It's pretty special. But let's get straight into talking about it. I know the first thing you want to talk about is Darth Vader.
We finally actually get to see Darth Vader as Darth Vader, and also,
and he's horrible.
He's horrible. Yeah, he's literally
he's a bad man.
He's literally taken turn for the worst. So you remember how he was when he was Anakin, but now he's just become a tyrant.
Well, yeah, this is the tyrannical Darth Vader, which we always knew existed. We saw glimpses of him at the end of Rogue One, but now we're actually seeing him. This is what he's always been like as Darth Vader. You never really got to see that in episodes 4, 5, and 6 of the movies. But here he is.
I'm happy the fact that they've still got the original voice actor.
Yes.
To still do his voice.
Yeah, I was quite reassuring that James L. Jones was doing the voice, and as much as Hayden Christensen might be cool and all that, didn't want to personally hear his voice being Darth Vader, but that was very reassuring. But yeah, we see Darth Vader. He comes to the planet where they're hunting Obi-Wan and Leia, and you see him walking through this village. He's murdering people, just left, right, indiscriminately, just murdering people.
What got me was when he turned around. Well, when he appeared through the village, and this is the first time we actually see him head to toe. He got the poor. Was it a guy or was it just a kid? Sure. He basically killed a kid, didn't he?
A young person.
Yeah. Literally just put out his hand and cracked the poor boy's or girl's neck. I think it was a boy.
Yeah.
It was literally like...
It was pretty mean. And this is a clear illustration of exactly how lost Anakin is. Anakin is just totally... Anakin is nowhere to be seen anymore.
No, he's gone. Anakin's gone.
And it is just very sad. But we get to see him have various interactions with different characters in this. I thought the fight between him and Obi-Wan was quite interesting.
That was quite interesting, and I think he knew that Obi-Wan wasn't to his full strength. He was toying with him.
Yeah.
So this is where I think, okay, there was a little bit of Anakin that came back, or he basically was like, I'm not going to kill this person. I'm going to torment him. But it doesn't seem fair for me to use my full power against someone who's literally just starting back up again. Because Obi-Wan, he hasn't fully got back all of his powers. He's still, on training wheels. And I don't think it would have been good for him, as in Vader, for him to put Obi-Wan, kill Obi-Wan not at his fullest potential.
Yeah, 100%. And do you think as well that maybe there was a hint of Obi-Wan? I think we've already established from the past 2 episodes that he's a bit rusty when he comes to fighting.
Oh, yeah.
But also just the shock of him coming face to face with Anakin, somebody who up until a couple of days ago, he thought Anakin was dead.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's just appeared before him as this huge menacing figure of Darth Vader.
Yeah, that's probably struck in some nerves with him, but it's just he just didn't know what happened, or I think he knew that he got killed in the volcanic planet, and now it's just kind of like, well, Reva said that he's alive.
Yeah.
He didn't know what to believe until he saw Darth Vader. I was like, oh dear, he's actually still alive. Sorry, I wasn't trying to like swear. I was like censored myself.
No, very good. That's very good self-censoring there. Can I say? I mean, yeah, so that was pretty amazing. I like the way he tried to roll him about in fire. Well, he did roll him about in fire. In fire. The same way which Obi-Wan kind of destroyed Anakin. He was giving him just a mere taste of what he receives.
Oh yeah, Darth Vader is salty. He's definitely very, very salty.
He's one salty bitch.
But at the same time, right, if Vader wanted to, he could have just put him out of his misery there and then.
It's actually Vader who takes him away from the fire.
Yeah. So maybe it might be the case that maybe there might be some conflicting feeling, or he was just like, I'm going to torture this person, not actually put this person out of their misery. They're not at full power. It's not going to quench his bloodlust.
I think from what we've seen of Vader, I think he very much wanted Obi-Wan back on his ship for torture, interrogation. I think he would probably do to Obi-Wan all the things which Obi done to him.
Yep.
But slowly and a lot more painfully.
Yeah. And also Obi-Wan right now, he's getting his Jedi powers back and everything. He's reestablishing his Force connection. But at the same time, he's lost because he keeps on reaching out to Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
And he's nowhere, his spirit is nowhere to be seen.
Oh, he's lost. Like if you watch Clone Wars, the cartoon, he's always had other Jedis to fall back upon to ask their advice, whether that be Mace Windu, whether that be Yoda.
Yeah.
All these guys, he's always had these guys to kind of like be like, he very rarely takes these big decisions by himself.
Yeah.
And now he's by himself, and now it's down to him to make these big decisions. And yeah, I think I think it tells. I think he's struggling a bit, being the sole person who's being a big decision maker.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I think it's a really good arc with Obi-Wan, and we're already kind of seeing the struggle with which he is with which he is persevering. Do you want to talk about Obi-Wan's relationship with Leia, or do you want to talk about Darth Vader and Reva next?
Let's talk about Leia and Obi-Wan.
Okay, do you want to start?
So we've saw more of the relationship between Leia and Obi-Wan, and it was literally like father and daughter in a sense, or in Leia's case, grandfather and granddaughter.
In a weird way, yeah.
But
Leia,
you can see that Obi-Wan is trying to protect Leia from everyone, even her own father. Even his own father, her father doesn't even know that she exists.
Yeah, and isn't it mad that, as we said earlier, when Darth Vader was walking through that village, just discriminately killing people, Leia is there in that village as well, and Leia has no clue that her real father is that close.
Because she only knows that it's her real father until the actual films. So so we get to see more of a dynamic. We get to see more of the relationship between her and Obi-Wan, and it's adorable.
What we see as well is this really kind of cute, not cute, kind of a Leia can sense within Obi that Obi is linked to her family. She thinks Obi-Wan's her father, but she's
Yeah.
getting close, and she's very inquisitive, and she's got great powers of deduction.
Yeah. And also, you just see more of a playful nature. Like when Obi-Wan's saying that, oh, we shouldn't ask for other people for help, she turns around and goes into the middle of the road and stops the passerby that's basically like some weird mole creature.
Yeah, they do actually exist in the wild. So just got a quick comment here. Just watch the episode of Clone Wars when they are stuck on the planet of Force Builders. Qui-Gon was able to talk to Obi. That was a good episode. That was. But yeah, that does. But yeah, it does show that Qui-Gon is in conversation with Obi.
Yeah.
Even before this. So yeah, I think we can very much hope for a Liam Neeson cameo at some point in the next 3 episodes. But you were saying
it was actually quite chilling when we saw Anakin, because that's what really got me. Like I saw him just in the distance, and I thought it was basically his mind playing tricks, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was amazing, and I think that was more to do with like when he was transitioning into the Sith, because I think if you look closely, it had his Sith eyes.
Yeah, I think it's all about he's getting all these past memories come flooding back, so forth. But what you kind of see as well is Obi-Wan's kind of he's having to deal with a lot of memory here. Like Leia is reminding him of Padme a lot.
Yeah,
I think when they're in the back of the truck with Frank's truck, the weird mole man, who has got there are actually moles out there with weird kind of
I think it's star-nosed mole. They look disgusting.
Yep. So yeah. We should have known he was he couldn't be trusted.
I knew he couldn't be trusted. It's just kind of like when I saw him, it just seemed very, very convenient.
Because he even says, "Oh, that's a strange story you've got there."
Yeah, and it's just kind of he was like, "Oh, what do you guys think of order and everything and the Empire?" He basically is by the book with them. I think he knew that they were there.
Yeah, he knew there's something dodgy about him, and he was just trying to suss him out.
Yeah. What did you think about when the clone troopers were actually in the back?
Yeah, and one
of the van,
smart enough to say, "Oh, but you said you called her Leia. Why did you call her Leia?" When they had these fake stories, but that was all very good because when Obi-Wan's talking about this imaginary mother, which they've created, or Luma, which they called her, he was generally talking about Padme.
Yeah.
And that's what made Leia think that, oh my god, this man actually could be my father, or at the very least knew my mother. And 100%, he knew Padme, and he was very close to Padme.
Yeah.
Because remember, there's even a point where Anakin even accuses Obi-Wan of maybe having feelings for Padme.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
When was this?
I can't remember. I'm sure it's in episode 3. He does kind of make a comment.
Oh.
Yeah, that you kind of you stay the hell away from my woman.
Yeah.
Kind of comment.
Oh. Because I think Obi-Wan didn't actually he knew that basically Anakin and Padme, they were up to something, weren't they? They basically got married. Yeah.
He was turning a blind eye to it.
Yeah.
Even though Jedis weren't allowed to marry, but I guess this is all part of the folly of the Jedis that they weren't allowing Jedis.
There was actually one Jedi that was actually allowed by the council.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the one that's let me find out the name. Hold on.
Okay, but there are theories that maybe Yoda and Yaddle got it on to create Grogu, but that's a discussion for another day.
Married.
They
didn't actually show her, did they, in the films?
Briefly, she was shown in one of the films. But yeah, so I thought these were just really nice moments with Obi-Wan and Leia, and Obi-Wan mentions as well that he has a brother.
Yeah.
which was nice. You know, it shows that he was also taken as a child, from his family, and he only has this vague recollection of ever having a brother, and he's not even 100% sure if he did have a brother, but he just remembers like there being another child in his life. And no, I just
And
thought
this is the
it was just a
carry
really
on, sorry.
kind of it was just a really nice way to show exactly what the Jedi's go through.
This is the one that was allowed to get married to. This one.
Oh,
I don't know if you
Mundi.
can see because
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Mundi.
no one is.
I do not like Mundi. Episode 4, we will see an Obi love interest. Is that confirmed? That we'll see an Obi-Wan love interest?
Satine.
Yeah, Satine's dead at this point, isn't she?
Yeah. Oh, so maybe someone else then.
Yeah, isn't Satine dead at this point?
Yeah,
she's
because
dead.
she is
died in
dead.
the Clone Wars, yeah.
Yeah, because she died just before, I think, well, in the midst of Order 66, just before everything like that happened. Yeah, because then, so she's dead. So maybe someone else.
Maybe.
So then it just brings us closer to the fact that we're going to see Ahsoka soon as well.
Maybe Obi-Wan just gets hot and flustered with a Jawa.
Lovely.
Yeah, that is weird. But no, it's a good little arc. And do we need to see the brother in this series? Not necessarily. I don't think we need to have an arc where we see this brother. I think we just need to know that Obi-Wan has got his own back history, and he's got probably his own trauma as well from having been a Jedi, because we have to remember the Jedi's done a lot of messed up things.
Oh yeah, I mean, you get separated from your whole entire family. It's just like, okay, that's great. Jedi Order, love it.
Yeah, exactly.
Love it.
Exactly. We're just going to take these children, and they're not going to be allowed to have any kind of childhood.
At least with Siths, you can actually have relations.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, maybe the Empire are the good guys. Who knows?
Well, this whole thing wouldn't have happened if Jar Jar Binks wasn't Jar Jar Binks. Thing. He caused the whole entire thing.
Well, this entire thing probably wouldn't have happened if they just let Anakin be open to the rest of the world about his relationship with Padme. Not made it such a big deal. And that probably would have been perfect. He probably would have been secure enough to have not turned to the dark side, and it would have all been fine.
Mm-hmm.
But so we find out as well that there is some kind of underground railway, essentially, taking young, force-sensitive children to Jambu, like another planet, to help get these children away from the Empire, which is quite cool. We see in the little tunnel, Quinlan Woss is mentioned, which is quite cool. He's like another Jedi, which is kind of he's been in a lot of the games basically, and
I think he's been briefly in Clone Wars.
Yeah,
they have shown him.
So we could see Quinlan Woss possibly make an appearance at some point in the next 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Because now we have a situation where Leia is basically left alone with Reva, the psychopath.
Yep. This is going to be quite interesting. So now it's the fact that she has to, Obi-Wan will have to fight Reva to get her back. And do you think there probably might be a slight interaction between her and Vader? And when I say her, I mean Leia.
Yeah. Well, she wants Leia to draw in Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
But I wonder, because the real Grand Inquisitor must still be alive. If we're going to enter a situation where she is going to end up breaking away from Darth Vader as well, So she ends up being like her own entity, have her own affiliation within the show.
Who's that? Reva.
Yeah.
I think we get to see more of Reva. Well, the first ever, face-to-face, face-to-face interaction between her and Vader. It's literally like it seemed like Darth Vader actually showed favoritism towards Reva, but I think we know that Darth Vader actually treats all of the Inquisitors as the same.
Yeah, I mean, my personal opinion, I don't know this, I think he's kind of manipulating her, kind of saying, well, you'll be the next Grand Inquisitor if you bring me Obi-Wan, but I will also kill you as well if you don't follow through with what I say.
Yeah.
I mean, unless they're rewriting history, the future, the Grand Inquisitor is still alive. So,
yeah, he's still alive. He cannot be. They can't just show him in like the first 2 episodes and they just get rid of him.
So yeah, I think Darth has got him in a kind of like a BAFTA tank somewhere.
Yeah,
and he's just. I think he knows that Reva is a bit of a loose cannon and can't 100% be trusted, but she does get results and she does get the job done.
Yeah.
So I think I think he's just manipulating Reva to get his own way.
So this is the thing. I think this is what all of the Sith Lords do. So Sidious manipulated Darth Vader. Then Darth Plagueis actually manipulated Sidious. It goes on. It's a never-ending cycle.
Yeah. I think Darth Vader's playing a far more. He's playing 4D chess whilst Reva's still playing drafts. Unfortunately, I think that's what's going to turn out. I think he's just going to say, "Oh, by the way, the Grand Inquisitor's still here and still my pick." So go and do one.
It'll be quite interesting to see see all of the Inquisitors with the Grand Inquisitor interact with Darth Vader face to face. They'll be in like that weird board meeting area. But yeah.
Do you think Reva's the one who's got to take the minutes? Because
no, I think it's going to be the other one. I think it's going to be the lady with the tentacles on her head.
Or the fourth sister or the fifth sister?
Other sister. Let's just go with that. It's all very confusing.
It is just a little bit confusing, but yeah. We also saw. Just looking at my notes here. We also saw. Sorry, I can't actually read my own handwriting, which is really bad sometimes. Sorry. So when we saw the, I just wanted to mention as well quickly the little thing with Frank when Obi-Wan is taking all the guards out.
Dude, Frank? What do you mean Frank?
Frank, the
mole man. Yeah, the mole man.
One of those stormtroopers gets cut in half, dude.
That was very, very, very violent. And the thing is, it's not the fact that it showed it and then turned away to another scene. They showed that for a good 2 seconds. I was like, okay, so this is clearly not for kids, but I'm still watching it because I'm a kid.
I was all for that. At that point, I was like, throw Frank through there, throw that mole man through there. God,
they should have started off with his nose,
or just taken off the little bits at the end, the little scraggly.
What did you feel about the commander that came out from the back of the truck?
Oh, she was awesome. Yeah, she was awesome. Indira Varma.
Yeah,
I'm playing.
She's in Game of Thrones, isn't she?
Yeah,
she's in quite a lot of things.
Lots of things. She's got like a 20-30 year filmography
resume.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was cool because I thought that was basically it. And then she turned around and said, "Oh no, I'm the actual help." I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, you just left your area a bit too soon. So I think moving on. I don't think we're actually going to go back to Tatooine.
No, I
I
think they'll just have to go. There's more to explore.
Yeah.
So they won't go back to Tatooine no more.
I think Luke's story is a bit boring. I think Tatooine, we've been to. Yeah, we are always in Tatooine. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, Boba Fett is based in Tatooine. Yeah. So
it would be interesting to see whether they do one of the episodes that will be coming up in the future, whether it's going to be based in like the whole Sith layer.
yeah.
Like,
So
what happens.
So what do you want to see moving forward? What do you want to see in episode 4?
I want to see Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan have like their moment together. Ooh.
Vader's hatred has made him more violent. First, you need to show the violence of an Obi. That's actually a good point. I think Kay's kind of touched on a good point here because they've hired Hayden Christensen for a reason.
Yeah.
It surely can't be just for those BAFTA tank scenes because
no,
what's the point? So what if there is a moment where they're fighting in episode 5 or 6?
Mm-hmm.
Obi-Wan finally gets up and is like, well, I'm going to have to match you now. You know, you've been punking me around for too long. It's time I get my licks in. And I don't know, he like slashes his mask open with the lightsaber so you can see Hayden Christensen's face through the
like they done in Rebels against Ahsoka and Vader. Just takes a chunk off.
Yeah.
I'm sure that scene will come up, something like along that line.
Yeah, because they must have hired him for something.
Yeah.
Like, it can't just be for those BAFTA tank scenes.
Because I think is he the actual person that's actually in Vader's costume?
I'm not sure. It's a good question. I'm going to assume so, but I'm not sure.
Because it does look like when we first saw him from the last part of episode 3 to now, he does look like he has put on weight, but isn't put on weight to fill out the suit.
Maybe.
Because it would just be quite weird to just have someone else do it. I know originally when they done episode 4 to 6, they had some Scottish sportsman or bodybuilder actually in the suit, but they were gonna use him for his original voice, but it was not good, so they basically was like, let's bring in Mr. Jones.
Oh god, could you imagine Thing having a thick Scottish accent?
There is an actual rough cut. There is actual rough cut of it. Yeah. It's so hilarious. It's like literally that clip is basically when Leia is captured by Vader. I'll send it to you. It's actually hilarious.
Oh, that must be great. Plot hole. Qui-Gon should be New Hope. I guess. I mean, situations like that, I like to think that, yeah, like Obi-Wan was talking to Qui-Gon during New Hope, but all that stuff was happening off camera. You know, he'll just sneak into a separate room and just have a sneaky little chat with Qui-Gon.
He wasn't. He was sneaking in the room to just fall asleep.
Yeah.
He was just like, I need 5 minutes.
And and Obi-Wan's having a bad time. He doesn't recognize R2-D2, despite them two being friends for like decades in the New Hope as well.
I mean, he's really trying to pull off this. Oh, I'm not Ken. I'm Ben.
Yeah,
I am Ben.
Yeah, it just wasn't working. It just wasn't working. So yeah, I thought this was an outstanding episode. This was like an 8 or 9 out of 10 level episode. I thought for
It was
Obi-Wan.
very intense.
Yeah,
We got to see what we wanted to see, basically.
that,
I mean,
that was the
we
most.
need to see Ahsoka, though.
Do you think she'll turn up in this?
I want her to either turn up or there needs to be some type of mention. But then I think she probably might be busy with her own show at the moment because they are still filming that, aren't they?
I believe so. I'm not sure if it's finished yet or not, the filming.
Yeah.
But Andor's next. Say, what do you think will happen in episode 4?
The Grand Inquisitor will come back. He'll come back when you least expect it. This is the thing.
The big hole.
Yeah. And then I think this is where maybe we might see a little bit of a different dynamic between, Reva and Darth Vader. We might see the scene where basically that screenshot or where they're basically together and Reva might have tried to confront Darth Vader saying, "Oh, I thought he was dead," and then Vader starts force choking her. Basically, she's being mistreated by all of them. She's basically the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, and I think Darth Vader has just fed her this carrot, like showing this carrot, saying, "Look, you can be the head honcho of the Grand Inquisitors." I don't think he has any intention of making her the head honcho of the Grand Inquisitors at all.
I did say that Darth Vader literally torments all the Inquisitors, like cuts off their limbs for whatever reason. He's got anger issues, definitely.
Yeah,
but not like Kylo Ren.
Yeah, I mean, why they haven't made a HR referral about Vader to human resources? I mean, it's beyond me.
Darth Vader is HR.
Okay, fair enough. HR, he killed HR and took on their mantle. It's now part of his portfolio within the Empire. He's actually got a tick off for the stormtroopers annual leave cards.
Oh my god!
It's true.
He's basically got loads of paperwork for everyone's annual leave. Yeah. He doesn't bother going through them.
Can you imagine, Mr. Vader? I've got to go to a wedding this weekend. Have you had a chance to look at my annual? Okay, it's okay. When you get.
Wait, there was one scene. What did you think of when Darth Vader put his lightsaber towards the ground and there was fire everywhere? That was amazing.
Oh yeah, visually there was so much going on in this episode. That was bloody cool. That was bloody cool.
It was just like lightsabers can do that. It just projects fire.
Apparently so. Apparently so. I ain't complaining. I ain't complaining about that because it was cool.
Or was it just a strategically planned oil spill just happened to be there?
Maybe one of the stormtroopers cheekily went ahead of him with an oil can, and Darth Vader was like, "Look, you got to make me look really cool." So,
or maybe Darth Vader peed himself and it landed on the ground just before. So, I mean, he is machinery.
I mean, it's true. He's a kind of a cyborg now. My God, when he's actually having the armor put into him, it actually sticks into his body.
That was actually amazing. Or the fact that we actually saw all of the bits of armor going into him. They done the establishing shot of that. Amazing. Yeah, it was like Power Rangers, but better.
It really shows how much pain he must constantly be in as Darth Vader as well.
Well, his suit's always supposed to make him make him feel pain. This is the thing. That's the reason why Sidious made that suit for him.
100%. Just the episode that Moff Tarkin was in the Republic. Yeah, he was. Yeah. Clone Wars is great, but yeah. So, episode 4. I'm gonna say We're going to see Leia escape Reva, but with the help of Quinlan Voss. Sorry, I think Voss is going to come in and save Leia. I think Obi-Wan's going to be very much tied up with Darth Vader for the next episode.
He's going to go into like some type of weird spiritual mode where it's just kind of like he needs to find himself in terms of like what he needs to do and what not. Do you think probably, or what's the Senator Organa, the guy, he's gonna like find out that Leia's been taken by Reva, because I'm sure he's probably gonna ask for an update. Be like, oh, what's happened?
I don't think you can get an update at the moment. There's no way to get him an update. I don't think they quite have the mobile phone network across the universe that which they should be, in all fairness.
But yet the Grand Names Inquisitor has an Oyster card, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. But it's like an Oyster card you can use on like TIE fighters and
so my question is, does he actually take it off his head and just put it onto the pad, or does he just wax his head on top of the pad?
No, just wax the back of his head on it.
Oh God. No wonder he has red marks on his face.
Exactly right. Cool. Well, I think we've exhausted this week's episode of Obi-Wan. Another amazing episode. Is there anything you want to say before we depart?
Bye, Darth Plagueis.
Okay.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Good. Everybody needs a story. Okay. Well,
everyone needs a story.
Right. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.